girls, I don't know about you, but I used to get into fights with other girls in groups. And there were so many school assignments where once I actually flipped the table over.
Really?
And this,
Oh my God.
I want today on the Rise and Shine show, I want to talk about the power struggle of teamwork and, just hear your perspective on if you've ever had trouble with other people when you're working in teams. And luckily nowadays I don't have that point. But anyway, it's Lynn Panetti here.
Jackie Ashley.
Jennifer KO.
So let me give you some context. I've been in multiple teamwork situations where other people felt either threatened, felt like I was showing off. I mean, usually happen even with other Asian girls as well, where in their culture, they're not used to people like putting their hands up, being outspoken. So almost they feel like, stop being a show-off, Lynn. Even though they didn't realize that I was just trying to contribute to the project, or I knew more information and I wanted to help. But the weirdest thing is when I said, fine, you do it your way, I'll be happy to be just on the back.
Yeah.
They were not happy. They're like, no, but you should be working and not do anything either. So I couldn't win, and that was the time I actually flipped the table and I was so angry. And why I'm talking about this topic is us three, we've been working in the same company together at Dawn Media Productions. We started a company and we started to realize we had differences in experiences, skills, perspective of things. And yet, this is the most smooth sailing thing ever. I remember.
I'm glad she likes us.
I was actually triggered from the past where I was nervous.
No flipping tables here.
No flipping tables. We like to keep our food on the table because, we love our food, right?
And so basically I was still triggered from the past memory of like, oh my God, this could go really bad. And so, having those hard talks with you guys, hey, I feel like, the skill set or the experience is just not going to make this business work. And I thought you were going to flip it at me like, who do you think you are or something? And yet you're like, so peaceful. So I want to hear from you guys. How did you feel having worked with me? And actually we're all really strong women. And yet how did you step back and not feel offended in any way?
Firstly, I just wanted to ask Lynn, because in the introduction a little bit there, she goes, when you're working with women or among women. So my question to you first, Lynn, is do you find that this situation only happens with you and other women, or is it general in teamwork?
So I found it generally more women because they're more analytical. They're more sensitive. With men, I actually work better with men where they don't think much. They're very logical. They just get the outcome happening.
Correct.
So that's just my experience. And not that I would say it just happens to women in the world, but yeah.
Yeah, but I guess, naturally, men are less emotional, so they put less meaning to certain actions,
Actually,
certain
unless
words.
the men are actually feminine. I've
Here's the other thing I
I've
want to
experienced
mention.
men that are too sensitive too. I think it comes down to sensitivity.
It depends. Okay, so then it depends on the sensitivity. Go on, Jackie.
Tall poppy syndrome, sorry. But women, and especially, I don't know if you know this, but I think in Australia, we very much have a big tall poppy syndrome where watching other women succeed is not...
Makes us feel bad.
Yeah, you're not supposed to, right? Like, for me, I love strong women. I love hanging around, and I love that we have the relationship, because here it's like, we all have different skill sets. So, we all contribute in different ways, right? To get the outcome and the results that we want. And it's great that we all have that. And it's about us as a women in general, as a team, is empowering each other so that we can get even better results. But I've noticed that a lot of some women, and I've experienced in the past as well, they like to squash you down because one, it makes them feel better, or they don't want you to be as successful as them. Have you experienced that?
I think it comes to confidence and awareness, and I think a lot of women kind of think that if you look so good, you just make me look bad. Men has less of this problem because men and women, they kind of see,
different.
Gender-wise, they can see a difference already. But when it comes to women and other women, because we share the same gender, and if one was to be too much in one way, that gap is like too much. So they kind of feel like, okay, I need to draw you back a little bit, because we as women, as I heard, wants to belong, a sense of belonging. But if you're too far ahead, then I'm losing you. You don't belong to me anymore.
Yeah.
So
They
whatever
pull you back.
subconsciously or subconsciously or consciously they do it, I'm not quite sure, but they tend to do it.
Yeah, so I felt like all along, I've always felt I'm like a man in things. Where what I mean is, I care about the outcome. I don't care who needs to do what, you might need to do a bit more, but at the end of the day, don't forget the goal. The goal is that we're trying to, let's say, make this business successful. And I think that's what you guys saw. You were like, okay, we're trying to grow this new company together. This is what needs to happen. And since Lynn can do that, and she's fine with doing it, why not let her? Is that what you're thinking?
I think also the fact that we also realized, we had the confidence in Lynn, but we also had the confidence to realize that we have different skill sets and also we contribute in different ways, right?
Yes.
And it wasn't about who is doing more, who's doing better, or why is she taking on that role, or you know, what are your thoughts?
Yeah,
Jen?
for us, it's
You
about
agree?
the project. So I think when people forget that when you're in a teamwork, when you're doing teamwork, whether it's an assignment or a business or anything like that, when you're already using the word teamwork, then the focus should be on the team and the result. The reason why I find people struggle is they put the focus on the individual, on themselves.
Correct.
And then they kind of go, okay, so they're constantly measuring. But by doing that, you're taking the focus away from something else.
Yeah.
So it's like when you're using a camera and you're taking a photo, if you're out of focus, it's not going to work. So when you're in teamwork, you don't focus on the team and don't focus on the result that the destination that you're driving towards, and you're focusing on how we're all doing it, and therefore you're already out of focus for your teamwork.
That story of that assignment where I flipped the table. So you know what actually happened? The teachers had to get involved because basically they were like,
Did you wrestle the teacher?
No. So the teacher had to kind of like, what needs to happen here? It's not a real business case, but it's like a
Simulation.
Simulation, not stimulation.
Simulation.
Oh my god, not stimulation. Simulation.
Simulation.
It's a timid word. Simulation.
Yeah.
And so, you make decisions, and then next week you actually get the results of things, right? And so on that first week when I was taking charge, it worked. Like we were leading. Somehow next week they were upset with me. Remember, they're like, oh, they didn't want me to take lead. And then that's when they were saying like, no, but you can't sit still either. So then, anyway, they took the decision, and next week the results showed crap. And so then,
Lynn's
so then
There you go.
so my solution for them, it's either me or you. As in, like, if we can't work as a team, then one person needs to decide. And if you want me, or I'm happy for you to do it. Like, I don't even mind if we lose in this project. Does that make sense? Like, I'm willing to watch it lose because I don't care about, it's just a game. I guess they realized that they were wrong too. So then they let me, and guess what? We won. We ultimately won. And I think in life as well, you have to be so sure and confident with yourself. I guess believe in yourself that you can make it. But for me, I also was okay if I didn't take charge. If I'd rather that we don't fight and that you can choose to take lead, and even if we sink the boat. But I'm not here to just be the leader and win.
Be strong enough to also step back, right?
Yeah. A lot of people think stepping back means that you're weak. It's actually not.
It's actually strength in that.
It's actually strong. Right? You actually have a huge sense of awareness to understand what's going on.
Correct.
And to find the situation. And sometimes in teamwork, you kind of move backwards and forward. Depends on which stage of the project is in. But I think in your situation, Lynn, is because when it's just like a small little thing, then they kind of feel like, oh, you're getting too much of the limelight.
Yes, that's
So what are you doing, like getting all the limelight?
Yeah, because I'm not getting it then.
Yeah.
So that shows that I might not be good at what right?
And then Lynn goes, oh, okay, great. I'll give you a chance at the limelight. And then
what
when
happens.
you suck.
And they did.
So love to hear in the comments, guys, if you've experienced anything like this, or you are going through it right now and you need some guidance. Because I guess as a business owner, you can now choose who you want to be in partnership with. But if you're working for someone, or you're in a school assignment, sometimes you put into a group that you don't like.
You didn't pick.
Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you again in the next video.
Bye.